Episode 135. Oh no, we suck again. Sorry if the intro is not as vivacious.
Oh no, we suck again.
Normal.
You gotta do the water boy.
No, I can't.
We suck again. Yeah.
For those not watching the YouTube, I've got my hood on. I still am rocking the Raiders stuff, but this is just a sad occurrence for me. I thought I was going to be happy this time.
For you, though.
It is.
But water is the wet. Raiders lose to the Chiefs, especially.
That could have been another title. Yeah, water is wet. That could have been.
Water is wet. Yep.
Yeah, but we're gonna go with oh no, we suck again. It's just maybe at home it'll change. Maybe we'll beat them at Arrowhead again. This just keeps going full circle. So week 12, bit of a disaster for the Raiders. Once again, double-digit lead. We're in Las Vegas. We had, I would say it was like a 60-40 turnout as far as Raiders to Chiefs fans. If Taylor Swift was there, obviously it would have been a different story. T-Swift. But we, 14-point lead, 14-0. I knew it wasn't time to start celebrating. I was impressed with how the boys were playing. And then it all just went downhill from there. Only scored 3 points in the second half. Pacheco went off. I didn't want Mahomes to have a great rushing day. He didn't. It didn't matter. He was both him and Aiden O'Connell actually were very careful with the football. No fumbles.
No interceptions.
It was just a matter of who could pull it out of their offense really the best and whose defense was going to step it up. Our defense did not. Their defense did. Even though Aiden O'Connell was only sacked one time. I was a little surprised.
Yeah, George Karlaftis got a sack.
Him and AOC went to school together.
Yep. Fact. Purdue guys, Boilermakers.
Yeah,
yep.
Love it, yeah. And who got the other sack? Chris Jones?
I think there was only one sack, wasn't there?
He had QB hits. That's what
QB hits. Yeah, we had some QB hits, but just one sack for Georgie.
Yep, and we had people said that Crosby shouldn't have been out there when he's not 100%. Even did you see the size of his knee? It's probably double the size of the other one. He still had a sack. Still had a QB hit. Our lone sack, of course.
Yeah, one thing you can say about Max Crosby, there's many things you can say about him, but even as a Chiefs fan and obviously not a fan of the Raiders in general, like you got to respect Max Crosby.
Have to.
You cannot like a team, but you can respect players on the other team. And Max is a warrior, man. He goes out there pretty much every week, no matter the injury. So as a leader, that's the type of guy that you want and hope that Tyree Wilson and some of these other guys that are coming in can follow suit and he leads by example. Just follow that man.
Right.
For sure.
Agreed. And I don't know how you could be in the locker room with him and not kind of follow suit. He's never missed a game. Yeah. And then he's the first player, I think, this season that has played that had a doubtful tag.
Yeah.
And he was on a snap count, so I think that did hurt us a little bit. We'll get into it a little more technical. The per usual, we let down a double-digit lead. Like I said, we seem to do this thing where players that maybe aren't having the greatest year statistically have a great game against us. So, of course, Kelsey did his thing, just shy of 100 yards, I think. And then Rashee Rice had his best game of the season. Yep. 8 receptions on 10 targets, very efficient, 108
yards, touchdown.
108, touchdown, yep. Mahomes, 27 for 34. I mean, only 7 misses, so to speak, and some of those were drops.
Just missed that 300 mark by 2 yards.
Yeah, 298, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Aiden O'Connell was 23 for 33, 247 yards, if I can read my handwriting, a touchdown, no interceptions. So like Mahomes had 127 or 121 passer rating. AOC had 101. That's cute, but we only had 3 points in the second half. And Mahomes and them just went off in that second quarter. And that kind of like going into halftime, the momentum shift had already happened. And we kind of knew what was going to come. And that's how it is with the Chiefs.
Carlson, when he missed that field goal, I was like, he doesn't miss field goals, right? So that was a
yeah.
There's a side of things that come. The whole basis of this podcast is bringing the kingdom, right? It's our rivalry. We only get to do it 2 times a season. I typically win. But for me to just bash you down and say I'm so happy to see you lose. I enjoy seeing your sad face. I enjoy you being upset and crying in a corner and playing some Taking Back Sunday. Shout out middle school. Chris Caraba, actually from our hometown, so that's cool.
There you go.
But it was a great win for the Chiefs. I even texted, it was like when they're now 14, it was like, you got to be kidding me. This can't be like. And Chiefs Twitter was in in shambles because it was like after what happened with the Eagles and then going into the Raiders,
Right.
Yeah, it was a little bit testy there in the beginning, but they obviously then scored 31 points and had a pretty dominant performance. There's that sweet flea flicker that they pulled off. That Travis Kelce got a nice made a nice play on. So that was, when you see fun plays like that, you remember just how creative Andy Reid and Matt Nagy are. One thing I said I would do for my buddy Dylan, who's a fan of the podcast and greatly appreciate him, so he'll listen to this, I'm sure, smile like a little schoolgirl after he sees me giving him a shout out. But most wins for a coach QB combo at Allegiant Stadium, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes with 4. Okay. We have John Gruden and Derek Carr also with 4. And then Josh McDaniels and Derek Carr also with 4. So that's kind of cool. Next year, we'll take the lead. We'll take the lead for sure. So, I mean, it's Arrowhead West. That was one of my title ideas, but you said no. We're just
I did say no.
Oh, no, we suck again.
Because I think, oh, no, we suck again is disrespectful enough as Arrowhead West. I just got rid of the Patriots West thing.
Yeah, okay.
Even though they are 0-2 in the stadium.
Fair enough.
You know what? Can we just a quick deviation from that? I was listening to ESPN radio today, and I think they were saying, it might have been Rex Ryan, said, can we just get rid of the Patriot way? Like, it's done. It doesn't work. It's Brady. Like, the Brady argument is here to stay. Where were all those people when you and I were saying that the Patriot way is not going to work in Vegas, and we were getting absolutely destroyed for it?
I think
we're ahead of the curve.
We're ahead of the curve. So people like to live in it's like us, man. Like I feel like as people growing up in the times of the Patriots, right? That was like terrible for us because we weren't Patriot fans, right?
Awful.
Kind of like growing up like a Knick fan in the 90s, right? Basketball, the Bulls were everything, right? Now the Bulls suck, but like we always like go back to those times, and like obviously the Patriot thing was more recent, and we were so drilled into our head that this way is going to work. It's going to produce championships. 6 Super Bowls is incredible, but the deciding factor in all that is Tom Brady, and Tom Brady's a winner. We can, Tom Brady is literally the poster child for being jealous of everything. He's married to a supermodel, attractive dude, GQ, 7 Super Bowls, first ballot Hall of Famer, all these MVPs, everything. And here we are, and it's like, and our teams for a long time were just very mid, and like, you weren't going to beat the Patriots, right? You guys back in 2001, right? And then us during the times with Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes, you obviously that AFC Championship game. We don't need to talk about that, but they were just, it was like they were just like untouchable, right? And then it's a lot of it obviously comes down on Brady, and we're seeing that with the success McDaniels has had as a head coach. Romeo Crennel didn't have a great, everybody. So it's the coaching tree. I think the only one that's done anything good is Mike Vrabel, and I don't think he was even in New England. I think he might have been
his
there.
Coach. He was a player there, but his coaching career started
in Houston. Yeah,
in Houston. Yeah, with Bill O'Brien.
Yeah. So I mean,
Bill O'Brien was successful for a bit. He had a consistent playoff team, and then that went to.
I think as far as like a successful player connected to the Patriots, Vrabel I would say is the most successful one. But
even what's our measure of success there?
Yeah, I mean, he's made it to the playoffs. He's won multiple division titles. So I mean, I think that's
we'll take it.
a success because we can't.
Better than we get on my side. No, we can't. Definitely not in this league. But yeah, I just wanted to deviate there for a minute, just because we've already celebrated it being over. But now the fact that the general media wants to hop on it when we knew from the get-go it wasn't going to be success, and we never bought into it. And
I don't think we could have imagined it was going to be this unsuccessful, but it has been, and that's just. And you see what Belichick is like now. It's just that old way of doing things is just not a thing today's.
Did you hear his press conference today?
I did.
Very, very uncomfortable. They asked him about coaching elsewhere and possibly being set up elsewhere. This whole Commanders thing, and he's like, "That's ridiculous." That's it. That's all he said.
He's making $25 million a year. That's what I saw as far as the highest paid coaches. Andy Reid's not in the top 10. Bill Belichick's $25 million.
It's the only one they pay, I guess. They don't pay their players.
Yeah.
All right. So back onto the game. The only thing I wanted to touch on real quick. For example, let's just say how efficient your defense was. So Jacobs, 20 carries, which as we've seen is usually his record for success. I think he's like 20-6 when he has 20 carries for 110 yards. He had that 63-yard rush, which got me going. But then break it down, he really had 47 yards on 19 carries. Do a little math. He averaged 2.4 yards in average. That's abysmal. So the 63-yard run was epic, but that was the last touchdown we scored, and that was before the first half ended. So, just a bad effort by some guys on the team. Not having Max all the time definitely affected things. The other guys did not step up. Malcolm Kuntz and Tyree Wilson obviously didn't really get it done. Marcus Peters in particular looked terrible. You could not, if you watched Deontay Johnson in the Steelers game, then you basically saw the same effort from Marcus Peters, just like what we've talked about, reaching out, trying to tackle people.
Marcus Peters ultimately is a chump, man. His best times were in Kansas City.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess Andy Reid had a good, I don't want to say leash on him, but he held him accountable. And when he kind of lost that and they lost sight of it, they got rid of him, right? So
we got him at the tail end of his career. We kind of knew what we were getting. People still celebrate it because of the name.
Well,
but it's like
he's a Compton kid, I think, right? So he's like a
he's Marshawn Lynch's cousin. Yeah, he's from the Bay Area. So.
He's from the Bay Area, so you would think that he gets to go play for his childhood team. He's going to do something, try and revive his career a little bit. He wasn't terrible.
He had a pick six against the Lions. That was cute. I appreciate plays like that, but if you have one splash play and then you're dead for the other 15, it doesn't really do us any good. So he has been cut, which I think is a good move. Like we said, 0 interceptions for either team. Well, that is what it is. Maybe the QBs are just being a little more careful. One quote I did pull from Devontae Adams, who had a decent game, obviously not as much as we like to see. Him and Amik Robertson had some quotes I don't think the Chiefs kingdom really agreed with all that much. Devontae said, no disrespect for the Chiefs, but it was more about what we were doing. I mean, I can see what he means.
Amik Robertson.
Amik Robertson said that they have more dogs than you guys.
Dude, you got puppies, dude. You're puppies.
I think we're like grittier, but it doesn't translate to better on the field.
You're a bunch of scrappy dudes, right? That just can't get it done. You're not Scoobies. You're not Scoobs. You're not Scoobs.
Not Scoobs. Yeah. So I mean, you can say whatever you want to say. It's a loss is a loss. If you're not first, you're last, right? So the Raiders are now 5-7. The Chiefs are 8-3. 8-3. So I think they have the second.
Yeah, we're getting behind Baltimore.
Yep. So cruising as usual. The only place I seem to be winning is in our weekly predictions.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually, it's funny. I do like a weekly prediction thing on ESPN, and I think I guess I'm probably fairly close to what I'm doing here. Sometimes I deviate it, but that you're beating me in that. You're beating me in that. So
yeah, as you see, it doesn't. The hood's not coming off.
The hood's not coming off. You're winning something, and that's
So I went 11 for however many games. You went 7. We obviously both of us took a few risks there. I lead with 117. You are at 99.
You're getting the jersey, dude. It's happening.
Yeah, but like you said, bro, whose jersey do I want?
I don't know.
I already have.
You got to go throwback. You got to go throwback.
Yeah, I might have to, or depending on who we see at the draft.
Or could wait till then.
Those kids are half our age. So that's also a little weird. And Roderick Teamer, our safety, got arrested the night before the game. So that was really great. Wouldn't be. Yeah, the photo, the mugshot photo is pretty epic. I'm not going to share it on here.
Good job.
But yeah, so it would be a Raider season without someone getting arrested, and we already had Chandler Jones. So there you go. Who I saw.
Did you see the latest? His latest.
I saw a post about it. I did not watch it because I
see his dick at like minute 59. Yeah, he's just in the bathroom, and it's just
God,
there. So
wonderful. All right, well, we'll get into our Week 13 predictions. Once again, we did not raid the kingdom successfully. We didn't make it past the gates, and next time it's an Arrowhead. Wow. So we'll take that as it is. So we'll be back at it. Part 2 will be coming up for everyone that was a fan of the first one, which we have gotten some good reviews on that. So let's get into our Week 13 predictions. See if Coach can fight his way back to the top.
I'm like the Raiders against the Chiefs, man. It's just doesn't.
Can you use any other analogy in life?
No.
Crap! And I could order you a T-shirt, don't I? Yeah, send me the link.
I don't even, dude. I have so many T-shirts from you now. I don't even know. Maybe.
Don't pity me. Send me the shirt. If you go, there's a couple. If you go on Homage, HOMAGE, they make some dope ones. Or you could ask our guy at DC4L Customs to make you a custom Chiefs tee. If you're a brilliant guy, you create something totally unique, and he'll make it.
Yeah, I could. I'll have to think.
Ooh, you could come up with something good, I bet.
Yeah, you'll have to text me something as far as like the that shirt place you're just talking about. What did you just say it was? Homage? Homage. HOMAGE.
They have a lot of like the vintage tees are pretty dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those are kind of expensive though.
Like $30. Bro, only best for you.
All right. It's not Cyber Monday anymore.
I can still get on those deals. All right, Week 13 predictions. I'm a gentleman. I lost. I'll let you go first. I kind of know who you're going to pick. Thursday Night Football, Seahawks at Cowboys in Dallas with Jarrett.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? I'm with you as well. Geno Smith is my fantasy quarterback, and I am done with him. Sunday, 1 o'clock game, we have the Chargers at Patriots. I'm going with the Chargers. I bet on the Patriots last week. That was the one where you got me because you went with Tommy DeVites. Hey, yeah, so you won that one. Are you going to ride with Staley and the boys from LA?
I have to. If how he still has a job is so beyond me. I don't.
He's cooked. They're just waiting till the end of the season. He's cooked. Yeah. Just in case they happen.
But I feel like it's worth it just to give Kellen Moore the opportunity just to see what he has, because the Chargers don't like to pay coaches. So
yeah. Bring up the young.
They need to honestly. They just need to sell the team.
Yeah.
And Cowboys, San Diego.
Cowboys, they should. That is a good point. Cowboys fans think that they're ruining Kellen Moore. Like Brandon Staley's limiting Kellen Moore's ability to spark the offense. I don't know. It looks like he's still calling the plays, so I don't know. But next, you've got your Lions. It's like your second team, and the Saints.
The Lions, I think, will bounce back. They obviously had a pretty shitty Thanksgiving game. And speaking of that, I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. But they did not show up as the Lions sometimes tend to do on Thanksgiving. But I think the Lions will bounce back against the Saints, because I think Michael Thomas is out, and Derek Carr doesn't look all that great.
No, and who knows how Olave is with his arrest and all that. Yeah, and Saints fans are done with Carr, it sounds like, so it is what it is. I'm also going Lions. I did pick the Packers last week, which was great. That was probably the best game of the weekend, I thought, or the day. So I'll go Lions as well over the Saints. Coach, Falcons at Jets.
You know what? I got to go Falcons here. I mean, the Jets, Tim Boyle, shout out Connecticut, but my God,
they were calling it the Hail Mary. That's good. I like that. That was crazy. Even my wife was watching that at the same time as me, and she was like, "What did just happen?" Like, yeah, I'm like, that's not a normal thing. We're watching history right now. Yep. So I'm going Falcons as well. Cardinals at Steelers. Steelers offense looked the exact same to me. They just happened to breach 400 yards for the first time all season. I'm going to go Steelers over the Cardinals.
Steelers over the Cardinals? Yes, me too.
Colts at Titans. Coach.
No Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to go take the Titans. I'm going to take Will Levis and the Titans. I think they're going to pound the ball to Derrick Henry. That seemed to work for them last time, and that's what they'll go with.
All right. So this is one of the arenas where you consistently beat me, because I refuse to pick the Colts ever since Anthony Richardson went out, and I've been losing a lot. They're way higher in the playoff race than I noticed. I'm going to go Colts. I'm going to take the Colts on this. Okay. See what they can do. Dolphins at Commanders. I'm going Dolphins. I like Dolphins Sam Howell.
Reminds me of the league of passing.
Mayfield. Yeah, reminds me of Baker Mayfield, and he looks like him too. But I'm going to go Dolphins. The Hard Knocks series is fuego, by the way. Next one. This one just has me for a loop, but it's Broncos at Texans. I feel like you fancy the Texans.
I do like the Texans, man.
Well, what is going on? The Broncos are the laughing stock of the league, and they beat in all sorts of teams. They're in second in the AFC West.
It's crazy.
They're on a 5-game win streak, I think.
Is it in Houston or is it in Denver?
It's in Houston.
I think Houston will take it. They'll bounce back. Tough loss against the Jaguars. But I think they'll bounce back. CJ Stroud's, clear-cut rookie of the year, clear-cut. I think we'll get top 10 MVP votes too. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Texans.
I'm going Broncos. I hate to pick the Donkeys. I hope the Texans wins. I really do. But I'm going to pick.
You can afford to miss a couple.
Right. I'm trying to get. Yeah, but none of us have had a perfect week either. I'd like one of us to have a perfect week before the season ends. We've gotten very close, just not quite. Panthers at Bucks.
Got to go Bucks. Part of me wants to say the Panthers too.
Just fired Frank Reich.
Maybe something changes, but I'll go the Bucks.
I'm going to go Bucks as well. 425 Browns at Rams. I'm going to take the Rams.
Likewise.
Yep, you're going Rams too. All right. I guess we don't have to say much on that. Next one. Probably one of the best games of the weekend. 49ers at Eagles.
This is one of the best games of the year, not just weekend. I'm going to take San Fran. I think it's going to be a close game, but there's a lot of bad blood between these teams. And if you had a healthy Brock Purdy last year, I think the 49ers might win that game. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take San Fran.
I'm taking San Fran as well. And I don't usually pick against.
It's crazy that the Eagles are the first 10-1 team to be home underdogs against a team in a season ever. So,
wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, right. So it shows you a lot of Vegas has got a lot of faith in San Francisco. I do as well. I think San Francisco is a very well built, well oiled machine. They had a couple of bad losses, but they weren't fully healthy, and they're good to go now. CMC's running the ball. They got all the tools.
They sure do. I think there's also some bad blood there. There was a lot of smack talk with, Debo in the secondary and all that going on. So I think and then also the Chase Young addition is going to put the Eagles' offensive line really to the test.
100%. You saw what the Chiefs did. If San Francisco and Kyle Shanahan and the boys are not dumb, they'll if something works and you have the horses to do it, you're gonna take advantage of that. So
100%. So I'm with you. I think 49ers will take it, bump the Eagles down. That Bills-Eagles game, though, was fantastic. I very much enjoyed that.
That was an all-time. I mean, Bills fans. I mean, I don't know what's worth, losing 4 straight Super Bowls or having Josh Allen as your quarterback who's got immense talent but continually just turns the ball over. You know what I mean? It's just like –
I really think they need to bring Dayball back, reunite Dayball with Josh Allen, and because that's when he had his peak season. Really turned it around. Next, the night game. Chiefs in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
I don't know why we couldn't get a money on here, but maybe we could do something later in the week.
Oh, we could have because he gets out at 7. He could have joined us, and he wanted to join us last week. Maybe we could do a special. Maybe we do a special.
Talk a little Chiefs Packers. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Going to Green Bay, obviously the NFL didn't play this like Aaron Rodgers was going to be there when the schedule came out. But because we still haven't got the Mahomes-Rodgers match, which sucks. But the Chiefs will go into Arrowhead. They will go into Lambeau, and they will do work. Jordan Love is immensely improved. I'm impressed with him. I think Austin can, I think a lot of us were just like, ugh. But it takes guys time. Despite him being in the league 3 years, he didn't really play, right? So he's getting his feet under him, and I think he's showing that he has the talent, and he's got some good young receivers around him, and they've done pretty good. Gutekunst has done a good job of drafting some of these guys, and they'll need to continue to improve, but I think they're in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, and I think we've seen there's a few throws there that are Mahomes-Rodgers-esque that just don't get the attention that some of these normally would. A couple that just made my head turn. So I think it's kind of like Josh Allen. Like the potential's there. He's not limited by his arm. The kid can launch it. Just if they can fine tune it a little more, like I think giving up on him now would be a mistake.
I agree too. I don't know if he's going to be like a generational quarterback like they've had the last 2 times with.
But I can't rule it out either.
Rodgers. You can't rule it out either, right? So just give the kid some time. He's LaFleur's a good coach. He's going to be like I think one of those have one of those kind of like those Mike Tomlin-esque stays in a place, because Green Bay doesn't just flip coaches like it's going out of style either. They give guys time. So I think him and Love got a good rapport, and I think he'll continue to improve. But the Chiefs ultimately are the better team overall. We'll see how he reads and handles that defense. Nick Bolton should be coming back.
Is he this game?
One thing I will say is that Drew Tranquill has done such an amazing job.
He was all over the place on
being,
Sunday.
Taking Bolton's place, and honestly, he's been better than Nick Bolton all year, even when Nick was healthy. So,
but Nick is playoff. It's like playoff Lenny, playoff Bolton, Ramsey Bolton.
Yeah, right. So when you look at like Leo Chanel, you look at Willie Gay, you look at Drew Tranquill and Nick Bolton, the rotation of linebackers are just next to, and Willie, yeah, I said Willie Gay, didn't I? So I don't think there's a better set of 4 linebackers that are playing right now in the NFL. So that just, gives Spagnuolo that much more to roll with as far as the way he likes to blitz and use Karlaftis and the boys up front. So, we'll see. But I'm very confident that we'll go into Green Bay and win, and hopefully convincingly, so I can rub it in Austin's face.
There you go.
And back to back, dude. I could beat one brother and then I beat the other, like that. You know what I mean?
Take out the whole family and
take out the family.
Take out the family.
Then we play the Steelers, and then I could, then you're
dead.
That only works.
Yeah. Well said. I'm going to take the Packers. Make things spicy. Make it interesting. Maybe Jordan Love is riding that confidence high, and he's just going to really take it to him. So we'll see. And I would appreciate it for the whole AFC thing. And then Monday Night Football, Bengals at Jaguars. I'm going to go Jags.
Jaguars as well. 1,000%.
So we only have a 2-game differential on this one, Coach. So we'll see how that works out. And then we have the coveted Jackson Mahomes Award of Excellence. And, Coach, you said you are bringing the fire tonight for your Jackson Mahomes Award. Let's hear it.
So my Jackson Mahomes Award. So I was thinking about this on my way home today, and I've toned it down a little bit. Okay, I've toned it down
because I don't want to have to do any editing.
So it's radio friendly. I just have to say this, and
okay. I'm so nervous.
We're getting to and this might get off on me. I'm just getting on a tangent, but I have to say it. So there's a photo going around of a young Chiefs fan in a headdress. Half his face is painted black, half his face is painted red.
Correct.
And there are grown men out there bashing this kid, saying it's racist, all this other shit. Mm-hmm. So it came out today that kid's father is Native American, so he's Native American, and he's on the board of a Native American tribe in Nevada. So, it's just, I have to keep this.
Eric, ring it in.
Let's just stop getting offended by everything.
I also didn't realize it was a kid.
It's a kid.
I thought it was an adult.
We're becoming so weak as a society that anything at all offends you, right? And then you take certain pictures and you do certain things, and then you make it a race thing all the time. There's grown men on Twitter that call this kid out. It's mind blowing to me. Stop being and grow up. Be a man, not a mouse, right?
Appreciate that.
I had to edit it out because there's people that have been on this podcast before that call this kid out, right? So anything I'm saying right now, I would gladly say to anyone's face.
I know you
but
would.
Stop being offended by everything. Sack up. Don't be a rhymes with ditch. And move on. It's ridiculous. I didn't say it. It rhymes with ditch or snitch or twitch or whatever.
We copy.
Stop being that, okay? And grow up. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
You were really in your feelings about that one. That upset you greatly.
It's a kid. It's just it's not just that. It's probably that just boiled over with everything because the careers we have and the things that we do. Right. It's unreal. It's unreal. And it's 2023 and I just hope we don't go to war with anyone. Because if we go to war with anyone and all these people out here that about this little stuff, you're going to get run over. This old guy's going to have to go back and defend your ass. So it's unreal. It's unreal. So I'm done. I'm going to go do some push-ups after this. But Jesus, just grow up, people. Stop being...
So the Grow Up Award.
Just grow up. Grow
Jackson
up.
Award
Stop
of
being
Excellence.
a Jackson Mahomes. And you know what that is.
Yeah, the worst. My award of excellence is going to go to the man that was declared the worst owner in the NFL. And a lot of people would think that's Mark Davis. It's not. It's David Tepper of the Carolina Panthers. So they fired Frank Reich, took him out of the Colts after they fired him. And David Tepper, you can kind of tell. I don't know if anyone watched the was it the All or Nothing Panthers year they followed them. He was very involved. Kind of did a lot of football talk, but you could tell me there wasn't a ton of background to it. But obviously, hedge fund guy, super well off. But he apparently is so involved in the team. One, he had a press conference today that basically said they wanted C.J. Stroud and they couldn't trade the number one pick for the second. They had to settle with trading all the way up for number one from the Bears. So they got kind of stuck with Bryce Young. He's still your quarterback. It just looks terrible. There's no reason for the press conference. Didn't have to have it. Didn't have to do it. Didn't have to say it.
He's been the most uninvolved owner ever. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's David Tepper.
Then there's another report today that said that during the week he handed the offensive coordinator a random play that he drew on a piece of paper and said, "Hey," or he printed offline, whatever. He handed him a piece of paper and it said it was a play like, "Hey, the Browns ran this last week. Let's try it. It worked." So he's just watching plays on highlights probably and be like, "Oh, look, they scored a touchdown. I want to score a touchdown." So here's a play.
And honestly,
oh my God, dude.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is he printed out another piece of paper, gave it to his head coach, and his head coach said, "Hey, anybody that wants to save $20 on their tickets, SeatGeek." It says SeatGeek, right? SeatGeek, RTK. It says
the promo code.
There's the promo code on it, RTK. He also, a couple spaces down, Underdog Fantasy. It was this is crazy. This came out that you donate $100 to Underdog, right? Because betting, the whole point of betting, we're not going to win everything, right? You're going to get $100 back, right? So you're even at this point, right? RTK. That gets you the code. Do it up. It's coming from David Tepper. This is the hedge fund guy. This guy's a billionaire, and he's saying, "Hey, use promo code RTK at SeatGeek and promo code RTK at Underdog as well, and you're good to go." My dogs are even in the background excited about it.
They're excited. They know David Tepper needs to.
They know they know a good code when they hear one. They get excited about that stuff. So
sure do. So you heard it from Coach. That was our bye-week show. Those are our Jackson Mahomes awards. Those are Coach's dogs in the background having a ball. So the Raiders are off this week. Packers are facing off with Coach's Chiefs. We'll see how that goes. And
or we can get Austin on for a recap. Whatever works better for him.
Maybe we'll get him. But I think we also have a special guest coming next week.
Ooh.
A recurring guest. Sorry, no, it's not Aaron Ladd. I know you love Aaron, but it's a pretty good one. So we have a special guest next week that should be very interesting to speak with, and stay tuned. It's we're building this thing brick by brick.
Brick by brick.
That's it. All right, Raider Nation, let's rest and recharge this week. We finally have a week off to just be miserable and not watch our team move. So there you go.
It's a win.
Peace out.
You guys didn't just think this week you can't lose.
Can't lose.